Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today caps off the major 6 professions and what we're doing with this series of why you should be a profession in hardcore. And today we're going to be talking about alchemy. Now, I saved alchemy for last because I think it is the best profession to have on hardcore. You should definitely always have an alchemist on your account because it can allow you to use some awesome potions, which are essentially buffs the entire way you play through the game. And so with that, we're going to talk about all of those buffs, what ones are best on what classes, how you can use them, and some of them you can universally use on all classes, and that's what makes alchemy such an amazing tool on hardcore. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first off, in order to sort of power alchemy and make any of these potions, flasks, anything, you're going to want to be an herbalist and have a way to get these herbs. You can, of course, buy them off the AH, but you're not going to find too much profit in that unless you're using some big recipes that are quite difficult to get, but can yield some nice rewards if you're able to go ahead and get those recipes. But usually without the recipe, you're not going to find too much profit unless you have an herbalism. But first off, let's get into some of the best buffs that every class can use. So here we're on special elixirs, and one of them is going to be fortitude. So there are 4 of them that every class can, or 3 of them that every class can use, and you should have these up pretty much the entire time you're playing the game. They last for an hour, so you can do that accordingly. There's minor fortitude, which you can start using at level 2, but once you're level 25, you can do the other one and use 120 health with just an elixir of fortitude. Then we go over to stat elixirs, and we look at these defense ones, which are armor. You can always have these up. There are 4 of them. And then the other one is Troll's Blood Elixir, which you can have these up all the time as well, varying in levels, of course, but it just gives you a nice regenerative properties. Now, there are also a ton of stat elixirs that we will talk about in a moment. There's one other thing I want to show you, and that is the elixir of sages. It gives you, or not sages, sorry. There is one that gives you mana back with your similar to the Troll's Blood one, but it will give you mana instead. I can't seem to find where it says. Sorry about that. It's sort of eluding me right now, but there is one that gives you mana per 5. Next, let's talk about the sort of special ones. As you can see, towards the end of the game, you can get Mongoose, which is agility and crit. They have some strength and stam ones, this brute force one. Sages, but these ones do not. Any ones that give you strength, spirit, and any main stat that can be given by someone, they will not double stack. So like if I have spirit here and fortitude as a priest, it'll give me whatever the highest stat is, and usually the buffs from that character is higher. So 70 stamina, 40 spirit. An example, this elixir sages gives 18 and 18 spirit. It will let you drink it, but it'll do absolutely nothing. There are some specific ones for casters if you're looking at firepower, frost power, shadow power. Those are great for mages, warlocks, and shadow priests, obviously. Then some of these are really good for melee, like brute force, mongoose. And in classic, you can have as many of these up as you want. You can only have 1 flask, but you can have all of those up. So like a perfect consumable would be using the supreme power, and then also using all of the potions that we just looked at, like greater arcane power and stuff like that, to sort of increase our stats. As you can see, this arcane elixir. So you would just drink as many as you can and stack it up as high as possible. There is no restriction or a battle or guardian elixir, stuff like that. That does not come into play until TBC, so you can use all of these just as long as they don't override. You'll do fine. So definitely would recommend putting up as many as you possibly can. Next, I want to talk about utility potions. As you can see, Alchemy comes with a lot of things that you can definitely use, such as you have free action potions, which are really good. It makes you immune to stuns, so if you know an elite mob's going to stun you, something like that, you can definitely use that. Swiftness pots, these are great for running away. These are the earliest oh shit buttons. You can use them at level 5, so I always like to keep some on all of my characters just because it is a way to get out of danger, because you just simply drink it and zoom out of there. Invis pots can be used for some, not too many things, honestly, in Classic, but they can be used to sneak into, like, a dungeon or something if you don't want to pull mobs. I usually use these to get to the Grim Guzzler and BRD if you don't want to clear BRD and you're trying to talk to the Thorium Brotherhood people. That's what I would use the Invis pot for, but that's about it for their use. Lips are really good. Limited invulnerability potion makes you immune to physical attack. This also makes you immune to fall damage, because fall damage is physical here in Classic, if you didn't know that, so you can definitely carry some of these on you as well. Swift swim pots are nice if you are in water and you're just trying to zoom through everything. Definitely can be pretty helpful. If you're a class that can't remove curses or any of these, you take a purification potion, or more importantly, a restorative potion, because this removes one magic, curse, or poison, or disease. So this can cleanse you of essentially everything every 5 seconds for 30 seconds. So these are huge to carry on, especially on like a warrior who can't dispel any of it. You'll find yourself very nice if you have some restorative potions. And then that's sort of it for the utility stuff. And then we can also talk about protection pots. This is mainly going to be used in raiding. There aren't many mobs that you want to carry these out, but maybe for some big elite quests, you can go ahead and buy some of these and use them accordingly if you're fighting mobs, but that's mainly reserved for raiding. Same with these healing pots. You can never go wrong with having some of them. This is the potion I was talking to you about earlier, Mage Blood. You can have that popped once you're level 40 or higher. Just makes life easier if you're a mana class, but it is expensive and takes a lot to sort of use, and a max level alchemist, so up to you if you really want to use this or not. But you can always have some mana pots or health pots with you. A lot of these drop in the world, so they're quite cheap for you to have. So it's just something that you can definitely, you know, play around with, see what's nice, but always carry them. When we're talking about profit, one of the biggest, most profitable alchemy transmutes is going to be transmute elemental fire. Turns a heart of fire into elemental fire. This requires reputation with Thorium Brotherhood. I believe it takes friendly, so definitely would recommend getting that because it's very, very worth. And then if you are very lucky getting undeath to water, you can, if you can get this, you can make a ton of gold as well, because it is a very hard to get recipe, and it sort of allows you to just print money. Then finally, flasks are the big thing in this. Flask of Petri will sell the most on hardcore, because this is you're immune to death. You cannot die if you have a Petri flask. You just pop it, leave group, and you are safe. If you actually pop a Petri flask while you are falling, you will stop mid-air as well. So this is like the mega oh shit button. Any 60 character that you're playing on, I would consider investing in one of these once you can afford it. They do cost a lot, but if it saves your life, I think that is worth it. If you don't have any other flasks, a Flask of Titans is always great on hardcore, just an extra 120 HP. The others are, you know, situational if you want to use them, but I would, on hardcore, I'd probably stick with Flask of Titans and always have a Flask of Petri while you're raiding, because it's not really a DPS race. We have enough damage to kill everything in the game. It's just going to be whether you can do mechanics properly or not. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I truly hope it helps you understand alchemy, all the ins and outs of it. There's a lot that you can do with alchemy, and I think it is incredibly beneficial to have one on your account, at least, because you can get so many nice, helpful potions the entire way you are leveling. But until next time, guys, I will see you, and have a great day. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.